Okay, my dear students, today I am going to discuss the same chapter. The name of the chapter is production function. In the previous video, you have already seen that what is production function, next short run, long run, fixed factors, variable factors, and concept of production, in which we have already discussed the total production, marginal production and average production. Okay, now in this video you will find returns to a factors. So here that is what written, if factors. So if factor means what? When other factors is constant and only one factor is increased in production process, the total production affects, either it will increase, it will decrease, or it will increase at a slow rate. Okay, because the variable factor or a single factor is being applied. So it is also known as the law of variable proportion. Its another name is law of variable proportion. Okay, so the law of variable proportion states that when a producer increases the variable factors and the other factors is remain constant, initially the total production increases at an increasing rate. After that, the total production increases at a diminishing rate, and finally the total production will starts to decline. And this is known as definition of law of variable proportion. Once again I am repeating, the law of variable proportion states that when a producer continuously increases the variable factors over fixed factors, the total production increases at an increasing rate. Next, it increases at a diminishing rate, and ultimately the total production starts to decline. So it can be explained with the help of following schedules. So look on the schedule. Suppose here fixed factors, next that is the variable factor, here that is the total production, here that is the marginal production, here that is the average production, and here that is the nature of production. Okay, so in the fixed factor I have taken 1 acre of land. Okay, here in the variable factors I have taken labor. Is it clear? So this is the labor. So what you find here? Okay, this is TP, MP and AP. So here the land is constant. Okay, here the land is constant, that is 1 acre, and if we apply 1 labor, suppose our total production is 2, so marginal production will also be 2 and the average production will also be 2. Now when we apply another labor, that is the second labor, fixed factor that will remain constant. Second labor, suppose our total production increases 5, okay, so marginal production will become 3 and the average production will become 2.5. In the next, when we apply the third labor, suppose our total production increases up to 9 units and the marginal production will be 4 and the average production will become 3. When we apply another labor, so here suppose number of labor is fourth labor, the total production increases up to 12, so marginal production will become 3 and the average production will also become 3. Okay, next when we apply the fifth labor and our total production suppose increases up to 14, so marginal production will become 2 and the average production will become 2.8. Now if we increase the sixth labor, okay, our total production again increases suppose up to 15, so marginal production will become 1 and the average production will become 2.6. okay, when we apply suppose seventh labor, our total production does not increase, it means the marginal production will become 0 and the average production will be 2.1. Now suppose again we apply the eighth labor, okay, on the same piece of land, that is the 1 acre, our total production decreases, okay, so average production will become -1, okay, sorry, marginal production will become -1 and the average production will become what? That is 1.7. So 1.7. Okay, so what do you find here? Here we find that up to the 1, 2, 3, up to the third unit, the marginal production is continuously rising. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is known as first phase. First phase. Why it is known as first phase? Because total production increases at a increasing rate. Okay, and here the marginal production will become 0. So this is known as second phase. This is known as second phase. So why we say it is a second phase? Because total production is continuously rising, 12, 14, 15 and again 15. Okay, so this is known as the second phase because total production is increasing but at a slow rate. At a slow rate. And this is known as phase third. Third phase. Here we are getting negative return. So it is also known as negative stage here total production starts to decline. Okay, so here total production starts to decline. So now a question comes in mind, a question comes in the mind of the student that how many labors will be applied for the production. Okay, so the answer will come at this point. A producer will continuously apply the variable factors till marginal production becomes 0, because the marginal production indicates the ability of the labor or the efficiency of the labor. So here the marginal production is continuously, no doubt, decreasing, but they are supporting in the production process. Due to that, the total production is rising, and this is known as returns to a factors. So once again I want to recapitulate it. Here we have taken the fixed factor, that is 1 acre of land. Next we have taken the variable factors, that is the labor, and when we apply labor and the fixed factors land, what will affect on total production, marginal production and average production. So returns to a factor states that when we continuously increase the variable factors over the fixed factors, the total production initially increases, means up to the first phase. After that the total production increases, but at a slow rate, because the marginal production starts to decline, and in the third phase the marginal production becomes negative, so it is also known as negative stage, and here the total production starts to decline. So up to the third unit the total production is continuously rising at an increasing rate. Up to the 7th unit the total production increases at a slow rate, and from the 8th unit it increases, the total production decreases. Okay, so it can also be explained with the help of diagram. So how the diagrams we will plot. So see here. So now come to the diagram. In the same diagram I will try to make marginal production along with total production. Okay, so there are two axes. One is the y axis and other is the x axis. Is it clear? On the x axis we are going to take variable factors like labor. Variable factors, labor. And on the y-axis we are going to take total production along with marginal production. Is it clear? So variable factors, suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and so on. Clear? And here that is the total production is, suppose 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, next 12, next 14, next 16, next 18. Okay, so let, if there is no variable factors, it means there is no production. As a result, this is total production will start from the 0. And when we apply one labor, suppose our total production is 2. When we apply the 2 levers, our total production is suppose 5. Next, when we apply the third lever, our total production is 12. Okay, when we apply the fourth lever, our total production is 14. When we apply the fifth lever, our total production is 15. When we apply the sixth lever, our total production is again 15. When we apply the seventh lever, suppose our total production is 14. Okay, so what we find? We find that the total production is increasing, reaching at a point it becomes constant, and after that it starts to decline. So this is TP, total production. So how we have calculated the total production? On the basis of marginal production. Suppose our marginal production, when there is no labor, so marginal production will also 0. When we apply one lever, suppose the marginal production is 2. When we apply the third lever, the marginal production is 3. When we apply the third lever, the marginal production is 4. When we apply the fourth lever, the marginal production again will become 3. Next, fifth, then 2, sixth, then 1, seventh, it becomes 0. It becomes 0. 8, that has become minus 1. So in this way, we find that the total production is continuously declining. Okay? So in this way, that the marginal production initially increases, but reaching at a point, again it starts to decline. So first phase, we will determine the point from where the marginal production will starts to decline. So this is the elevated points. So if we will draw a line, is it clear? It will indicate first phase. When the marginal production will become 0, then the total production is the maximum, and it will indicate second phase, and this will become third phase. Clear? So this diagram also explains that how the production takes place in the production process, and the most important thing is the marginal production. So the second phase starts from the point that is the end of first phase, and when the marginal production will become 0, and third phase, that is the end of the second phase, and the remaining part will be considered as third phase. So in other words, we can say that the total production increases at an increasing rate, after that it increases at a diminishing rate. So this schedule and the diagram will help you to understand the production function. Now in the next video, we will discuss about why the first phase and second phase and third phase occurs. Okay? Thank you.